The library had once been a large private residence, and like the other edifices, many of which had been converted into restaurants, shops, and art galleries, the library retained its white, wood-framed exterior. Across the green, which was squarish in shape and roughly 2 small blocks wide in every direction, my great-uncle Bosco and great-aunt Harriet lived in one of the 8 original homes still used as private residences. As soon as we entered the library, I set Smoky Joe's carrier on the floor and slid open the metal door. He took off like a bullet. "Someone's feeling his oats," Max, our senior custodian, commented as he halted the dolly cart he was using to move 3 large cartons. "I'm afraid Smoky Joe has spring fever," I said. "I have to watch him at home and make sure he doesn't sneak out to explore the countryside." "We wouldn't want him to run out of the library and into traffic. I'll keep an eye on him when I can. I'll mention it to Pete as well." "Thanks, Max. I think I'll put up signs so patrons will know to watch out for him near the exit doors, at least for the next few weeks." "Good idea, Carrie. We'd all be heartbroken if anything happened to our little friend." I continued to my office, reflecting on how Smoky Joe had become a fixture in the library in just a matter of months. Last fall, he'd ventured through the woods to my cottage from a nearby farm. He'd jumped into my car, and I'd ended up carrying him into the library for safekeeping. Smoky Joe had proved to be a very social creature. Patrons loved to make a fuss over him, and he enjoyed the attention of young and old alike. I loved him fiercely, and I knew that the many people who frequented the library would be distraught if anything were to happen to their little mascot. I sat down at my desk and turned on the computer to find several emails waiting for me. I was responsible for making sure our many activities ran smoothly. Given the variety of programs we offered, with new ones being added each month, my job kept me on my toes. My goal was to entertain and educate our patrons, and so far I'd been pretty successful. Sally, my boss, gave me a good degree of freedom and flexibility, as long as I didn't go crazy money-wise. I pulled out 3 sheets of printing paper. With a blue magic marker, I wrote on each of them, "When exiting the library, please make sure that Smoky Joe, the library cat, isn't leaving with you. Thank you. Carrie Singleton, Head of Programs and Events." I drew the outline of a cat with a bushy tail on each note. Scotch tape in hand, I set out to post them, one in the coffee shop, another in the reading room, and the third beside the circulation desk. At the circulation desk, my best friend Angela Vecchio glanced up from the book she was checking out for a patron and waved to me. "See you at noon." I gave her a thumbs up. Whenever Angela and I had the same lunch hour, we ate together, usually at the Cozy Corner Cafe a few blocks away. I'd just stepped back inside my office when a ping sounded from my cell phone. I read the message. "Thinking of you, XOXO." "Me too." I smiled as I texted back. I glanced at the schedule of the day's activities, an exercise class, a current events discussion, and a writer's workshop. Then in the afternoon, a book discussion, a lecture on how to remain beautiful as you age, and a food presentation of spring desserts. I heard a knock on my door and looked up, expecting to see Sally or Angela or Marion, the children's librarian. "Come in," I called. A woman who looked a few years older than me, maybe mid-30s, stepped into my office. Her jacket, pants, and boots nicely set off her shapely figure. Well-styled, wavy brown hair framed her pretty face. Her smile was tentative, as though she was expecting a rejection of some kind. "Hello. I hope I'm not interrupting. I'm interested in giving a library program, and the girl at the circulation desk told me to speak to the head of programs and events and directed me to your office. Am I in the right place?" "You are. In the right place, that is." I stood and held out my hand. "Hi, I'm Carrie Singleton." She shook my hand briefly. "My name is Daphne Marriott." She gave a little laugh. "No relation to the hotel chain. But I know the name Singleton. My family once owned what was the Singleton farm outside of town. My uncle's on the library board." I rolled out the only other chair in my office from behind the desk my part-time assistant shared. "Please, have a seat."